All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Well, everybody, good morning. We have two of the three people on here that are on video. Ironically, am I echoing? Hello. Anyway, good morning. It's the Touchdown Crew on ASAP Network. Myself, Coach Vic Bennett over there in Mexico. He's enjoying the scenery out there in the patio. Probably getting his drink on, which is all good. I like that.
No, not yet.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm good, man.
And I'm not sure if our mystery guest is down there at all, but Coach Mike is down, not on camera, but is he on audio? Hello, sir.
Yes, good morning, everybody. I'm moving around, so I didn't want you just following me. I got you. I'm here, though.
I understand. You're trying to get dressed, and we don't want to see. I mean, listen, I'm sure the ladies wouldn't mind seeing that, but I don't think we have any ladies that watch. So, anywho, good morning, everybody, and we got a lot. We got a lot to talk about. Actually, we got the USFL championship. Actually, came to fruition. We finally have a champion in the USFL, which is it was actually a pretty decent game, and there was plenty of people in the crowd. So I actually have to give it to the USFL that they went ahead and actually got a good rating there too. 1.33 million fans watched towards the end. So it was actually pretty impressive. But Birmingham, like we had all predicted, goes ahead and gets the victory there, 33-30. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We also will go ahead. Oh, hang on a second. Of course, I'm like falling behind on everything. But anyway, we'll also talk about Matthew Stafford saying he's going to be better than last year. And I mean, I don't know how you can be better than the Super Bowl, but whatever. We're going to definitely go ahead and take a look at that. Lamar Jackson gets busted for a tweet that he accidentally went ahead and pulled out. Pro Football Hall of Fame, we announced 54 semifinals for the 2023 class. There's 4 big names out there that have yet to be either franchise tagged, looking for bigger contracts. We'll talk about those 4 as well. Soldier Field and a dome. Really? I don't know about that. And, of course, the Raiders basically breaking barriers with their first black woman as president. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the big elephant in the room. That elephant being in Carolina, where Baker Mayfield has moved out of his home in Cleveland to Carolina. And ironically, week 1 of the NFL season, Carolina-Cleveland. We can't write this any better. I mean, come on now, right there. Is this the NFL just go ahead and giving us a big ruse? I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I'll be honest and truthfully, Charles. I'm like Robbie Anderson, like, no, but you're gonna have a lot of drama, especially with Cleveland. Cleveland now has to talk about for the next month, Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson. So it's gonna be really very interesting. Man, to be honest with you, it's a lot of them like that. You got Seattle and Denver. So you got a lot of like revenge games for whichever team.
Yeah, so week 1's actually definitely going to go ahead and be something very interesting. I mean, it's literally they're almost writing the script. It's like, okay, we need to get the ratings back up. The NFL Sunday Ticket's going to go out streaming, so we need to go ahead and get some, very interesting games in week 1. But now, let's talk. Oh, there's Mike. So, but let's talk about Carolina and now Sam Darnold. What's his future now? Are we talking about a full-blown competition here between Darnold and Mayfield? Or is Mayfield coming in knowing that he's, half his salary is being paid by Cleveland? Are we talking about Mayfield coming in and actually is already slated as the starter? Are we looking at a competition, or what do you think Mayfield is just taking over the reins all automatically? Go ahead, guys.
Nah, it's gonna be a competition because you got to realize, Charles, that we don't even know Baker Mayfield can throw the football. He hurt his shoulder, so we don't know where he's at. No timetable of when he's gonna be able to do anything. That no one has said anything about that. So that's the question for him. So right now it's Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold has the upper hand because he's been working with the new offensive coordinator since January. Yeah. Plus, the offensive coordinator in the past said he didn't even like Baker as a quarterback. So that's going to be all interesting.
So everything's leaning towards Sam, and you got Robbie Anderson going ahead and making his mouth being heard as voicing, backing up. Hey, listen, Sam Darnold's our man. What the hell are you guys doing? Mike, what's your thoughts on this here? Carolina going ahead and getting Baker. Is this a bad move for Baker? Is it a bad move for Carolina, or are definitely a good financial move? You're getting a quarterback of decent, moderate capabilities at half the price, for this year.
It's a steal for Carolina. I mean, there's nothing wrong with competition with the two you have going at it. Darnold and Baker, both of them, to me, in my eyes, are just like roller coasters. When everything's going good, both of them are excellent quarterbacks. When it's going bad, you can get rid of them in 2 seconds. So I think it breeds just competition for both of them. I really think Darnold may end up being the starter, and getting Baker for half the price is a steal. So you can't lose with that.
Hey, and then on top of that, man, you got to realize with Matt Rule trying to save his job.
Yeah.
So one moment Baker mess up, go in there, Sam. Soon as Sam mess up, Baker go back in. And then if all else fail, come here, Cam.
Oh no!
Hey, come here. Hey, you come look. I'm calling everybody up. He trying to save his job, man.
Yeah, but the one thing is too. You're not going to have a lot of success if you don't have a backup plan. Like right now, he needs to have a backup plan when McCaffrey goes down, because Lord knows it's almost a sure thing to bet on. McCaffrey's going down somewhere in the season. So you need to have a backup plan for that, which I think they do now. But you also have to make sure that the offense stays clicking. And you have to surround yourself, unlike what Cleveland did with OBJ, you have to surround yourself with the quarterback that fits your system. Does Baker fit this system? Does he fit it better than Darnold? Why would Carolina go after Baker if they were only going to start Darnold anyway? I that's what I'm not understanding is, like, why would you do that? Would you really sit Baker and have him as a backup for, like the steal that we talked about? I mean, it's just like there's like too many.
I think you can take him and sit him down, because what are you really losing by paying only half his contract and bringing in competition for somebody who you probably don't have that much faith in with Darnold? I think Darnold's a decent quarterback, but like he said, Matt Rule trying to save his job. So bringing back Cam, and now bringing back Baker. It's just a competition brewing.
He didn't bring back Cam. I was just talking about that one.
Yeah,
they're gonna try to get him.
No, don't. No, I mean, come on now.
But also, you have to realize.
Wait. Let me just say this too. When you bring back Cam, and he yells, "I'm back," and then because of his performance, you put in the XFL MVP PJ Walker to play quarterback. No, he ain't bring Cam back. Come on now.
But also, what you got to also realize too, Charles, this is a do or die for Baker, and you can even say the same for Sam. You can say the same for Sam Darnold. You got two guys that need this. Like, they need this. Like Baker. One thing about it, if you ever look at this, Baker every other year is good. His first year he was good. The second year he sucked. The year before last year he was good. He sucked this last year. So he's going to really be on it, because one thing, he's trying to get his next contract. Because at the end of the year, he's done. So he has to get his contract. So either Seattle, Carolina, and maybe Atlanta, depends on their draft, is probably to pick him up next year, because no one else really needs a quarterback.
Right.
I think he washed up, or he done. I ain't gonna say washed up. You got to be something excellent to be washed up. I think he done, because he had great weapons around him in Cleveland. He had weapons where he should have been very, very productive, and it just wasn't consistent. He's not a consistent quarterback. He's just not.
Yeah, I think that's what Bennett was talking about. It's like, listen, he sucked in the first one. He's good in the first one, sucked in the second. Like in the opposite years, he's good. So
Yeah,
like
that's why I know big contract is going to come his way.
Yeah, I agree. I listen. I don't have any faith in Baker. I have even less faith in Sam, to be honest with you. I think both of them are horrible so I don't know if any of these quarterbacks are going to save Rule's job, to be honest with you. I honestly would have gone after Jimmy, even with the arm issue and everything like that. I would have gone after Jimmy.
They're not going to.
The guy wins.
Because they don't even know, really, even with Jimmy, because that was his throwing arm, you don't even know how much strength does he really have. Because even if you're watching the game, Jimmy's he's a gamer. Because like a regular season game, he's gonna give you crap, and that's the same thing as Sam. Like Jimmy, to me, no offense, is no different from Sam. Because if you look when Sam Darnold was at the first 4 or 5 games when they were winning, he had a running game, the receiver was catching the balls. When McCaffrey got hurt, his stats went down, and the receivers, and you looked at receivers, both his receivers were like top 3 in drop passes.
Yeah.
With no running game.
Yeah. So not only do you have inconsistent receivers in Carolina, you also have a very, very skeptical running game. I mean, when everybody's healthy, that backfield is one of the best in the league. But as soon as it goes down, that's it. You're so reliant on that offense as your quarterback and your receivers already shown that they don't have the hands.
Yeah, and the best pickup that Carolina has was picking up Foreman. That was with Tennessee.
Yep.
He runs hard. He's going to hit the hole, and they need someone like that. And I really, really believe. I think Sam's going to have a good year. I got Sam starting, and I got Sam doing it, but it's going to be real itchy because Matt Rule. I don't know how much confidence did he have in everybody that's around him. Because is he going to be focusing about his job or focusing on what's good for the team? Right. That's the one thing the question, because he's probably done after this year if they don't do anything.
Yeah. Billy's in the chat there, watching us on ASAP on the YouTube network there. Of course, he's the Go Cowboys. Couple other comments about Cam. Cam, I'm back as a third string jockstrap washer, and Cam will be selling peanuts at the stadium. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's giving him way too much responsibility selling peanuts at the stadium. You can join in the conversation on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, ASAP Network. Of course, you can call in 813-699-5353. Always have that phone line open, ready for you to go ahead and jump on it. So final closing comments on Baker, because we've been rapping about Baker and where he's going to land, if he's going to stay in Cleveland. Is he going to start with Watson being suspended and everything like that? Let's finally wrap it up here. Baker, does he start in Carolina week 1?
No.
Mike? No. Okay. So if Baker doesn't start in week 1, there's really not much going on in that Cleveland-Carolina game in week 1. There's really not. And to be honest with you, nobody's going to really care about Jacoby Brissett going up against Sam Darnold. Let's be honest. Nobody really cares.
But Baker will be a hell of a coach, a defensive coach.
You think he's going to say, hey, listen, I know what they're going to run. They're going to run this.
Because right now, I guarantee not only he's learning the offense, he's spending another hour talking about week 1. Hey, this is what he does. Here's what he struggles with. Hey, here's what this guy. I guarantee he's going to be on both sides. Hey, the OC likes to do this and this and this and this. This is what he likes.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, he's going to have some inside information on week 1. So we'll see. Again, week 1, a lot, like you said, a lot of revenge games, the Seahawks and Broncos. Now we got Carolina going up against Cleveland. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and move on. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit in trouble. While Lamar Jackson has set the internet ablaze with speculation by changing his social media photos on Sunday, the Ravens quarterback said its meaning isn't all that deep. He changed his Instagram profile photo and Twitter header to a picture of a gold grill engraved with the phrase, "I need $," which many thought could be a message to the Ravens amid his ongoing contract negotiations with the team. But the theory of that meant the 25-year-old spoke to clear the air, claiming that the picture had nothing to do with contract discussions. Guys, can we say that this is a complete BS and he's just trying to save face? Or, is this just Lamar being, Lamar?
I think it's just everybody's own opinion. You read into it how you want to read into it. I can only take the man for his word. If nobody would have said nothing from Jump Street, we wouldn't be speaking about it. He said it ain't about his contract, then hey, gotta ride with it. But I know at the end, when it's contract time, he gonna say he need the money. But I don't think he was talking about that. But
why couldn't he just put Tom Cruise with him yelling at the phone, "I want money," or "Show me the money"? Why couldn't he just do that? Because honestly, with the whole grill, "I need $," I'm sorry, that just reeks out. Yes, pay me now. And it's like, why are we going to pay you? Why are we going to go ahead and pay you when you haven't brought us anything? What jewelry have you brought us? We haven't even gone to the Super Bowl. So,
wow.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean pay you? Okay, number one, he's like, listen, let's be honest. He's a Michael Vick in Baltimore. He runs more than he passes. No receiver has ever succeeded in Baltimore, with him under the belt at least. So
hold on. What do you mean? What do you mean that a receiver never?
No receiver made the Pro Bowl ever.
But Hollywood Brown had 1,000 yards though.
He didn't make the Pro Bowl though. Hollywood Brown 1,000 yards. Okay, fine. Somebody eclipsed 4 figures. But again, where is he now?
He's with his homeboy. He's with his homie now.
He's with his homeboy. Because why? Why would Baltimore keep 1,000-yard receiver? Why would they want to do that? Why would they want to pay a receiver that catches 1,000 yards? You know what I'm saying? Lamar, no. Lamar is not a. I'll say it. He's not a good quarterback. I don't like him. You put him in the backfield because that's all he does is run the ball. That's all he does. He's another Cordell Stewart. Put him in third downs. Go ahead and run all over the place. I don't like him. I never did like him. But now he's over here bitching and complaining about, "I want money." What have you done? What have you done to go ahead and earn this money? Where's the jewelry? Where's the opportunities? You haven't had any. And it's like, I can't see this guy getting paid. Can you? Can you really see this guy getting paid and paid what? Top dollar, top 5 QB money? Because I guarantee you that's what he's bitching about.
Yes, I see him getting paid. I see him getting paid a lot of money because regardless of how we see it, except last year, he's made the playoffs every year. He's been rookie MVP, not rookie of the year, but he's been offensive MVP. He's been MVP of the league. So he's a top 10 quarterback, regardless of how you want to look at it. Even though he doesn't throw the ball as much, I think a lot of it goes with his system. And to be honest with you, when you say I need money, it goes a lot of ways. He could be crying out to his mama, who's his agent, like, you need to give me some commercials. I see everybody has a commercial. Where is my commercial? The only commercial I have is the NFL commercial.
Yeah.
So
because nobody views you like that.
I'm just saying. Look, everybody got a commercial.
You got Baker, who's going to be one of the worst quarterbacks ever, and you have him on Progressive.
That means I don't. That's what I'm saying. That's called a great agent. His agent has done his job, and he gets his money. And so I respect a guy like that. But to piggyback on it, man, in this market, the market's so high because here's the thing. Regardless if you look at talent wise, you can say Dak or Lamar. You're gonna probably pick Lamar because he's younger, he's healthier, and he's great at what he does. Because they both do the exact same thing. They both make it to the playoffs. And how much Dak made? what, 30, 35?
Mm.
And he's the MVP, Charles. He was on the Madden cover. So regardless of how we look at it, he's going to get 40. He's going to get 40. What?
Hey, receiver. Alan, I'm curious because statistically speaking, I know you guys are always in the film room. Are you even aware of stats like that?
Get out of here. So wait a second. Let's be honest with you. You know Peyton Hillis was on the Madden cover, right?
Yeah, and he ran for.
You remember that guy?
Yeah, he ran for like 1,500 yards.
Yeah, 1 year. Where has he been since?
He's old now.
No, I'm just saying he had one good year, and that's
okay. Okay,
that doesn't make him great.
Lamar has been to the playoffs every year since he's been in the league. He has been to regardless of how
many Super Bowls has he been to?
How many? Okay, how many Super Bowls are your top 5 picks been to? Because Josh Allen hadn't been to a Super Bowl.
No, but he's been to a championship game.
Oh, he's never been an MVP.
Go on.
Like we sit here when we talk about Super Bowls, you have Brady,
Wilson.
Thank you. I'm trying to think. Brady, Wilson, Pat Mahomes,
Brady, and more Brady.
That's what I'm saying. You got Brady, Wilson, Pat Mahomes, and then you just got for the Rams,
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. No, not Sam Darnold.
I mean, Matt Stafford.
And you got Matt Stafford, and it's funny how 2 of those guys are from Texas, but that's a whole other conversation.
But yeah, that's way a whole nother conversation.
But who else? But who else? Oh, and Aaron Rodgers. Those are the only 5 guys that got Super Bowls. That's in the league.
Carson Wentz, but he didn't win it, but he got one.
Man, no, I don't count it.
He got a ring now. Yeah.
He didn't throw a snap.
So let's see. Wait. So yeah, last year they didn't go to the playoffs, and before then, let's take a look. 1-3 in the playoffs, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Oh, but he runs the ball 143, 170 yards on the ground in those playoff games.
Yeah.
But the touchdown to interception ratio, which is what all quarterbacks are judged on, 3 touchdowns, 5 picks in 4 games. And you want to pay him? Okay, great. He's good in the regular season. Yes, 13-2 back in 2019 as a starter. Goes ahead and throws for over 3,100 yards, which is apparently his career best. 36 touchdowns, 6 picks. Last year, 16 touchdowns, 13 picks in 12 games that he started. That's the other thing.
But
injured.
But he's 24, 25.
Okay.
But you can't even though he took him to the playoffs. Now, I say it 1,000 times. I truly believe that is on coaching, because you can develop and help him at least throw better than what he is. He can throw the football. The problem is they don't put him in position because of the offense that they run. I truly believe, but you can't sit there and we say he's 1-3 in the playoffs, and you look at his stats. If that's the case, look at Matt Jones.
I'm looking at Mac Jones.
He was what?
I'm not saying
18 for 40
money.
What? 2 interceptions.
I'm not saying Mac Jones needs to go ahead and get paid right now. If he wants to go ahead and make a contract and put a nice grill in his mouth, and I need money, I'm not gonna defend him.
Charles, do you know? That's the thing. I'm playing devil's advocate. I don't know if he's talking to if that's the case, he's not really talking to the Ravens, because you know why? The Ravens are going to pay him.
Really?
Of course.
Let's think about this now. Ongoing contract negotiations with the Ravens. Nothing's been signed yet. You go ahead and post a grill saying, I need money.
Yes, but he knows. Because you know what's getting ready to happen? He said once the season starts, he's not talking about contracts anymore. And guess what? He's going to have a hell-of-a season. They're going to go to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And then now he's going to have the Joker smile Saying because he's gonna get paid.
Like, show me the money now.
All right, Michael, go ahead. Go ahead. I've heard enough of this, Coach. Let me go to the other.
I'm shocked you don't think he's a good quarterback. I'm shocked you don't think he's a good quarterback. Especially being a New England fan, but
please tell me.
Y'all have had one quarterback in the last 50 years. But
okay.
In your eyes, if I'm not a big RPO fan, that's the hot fad. And I think he's not an RPO quarterback. I think he can be a drop back, just straight throw it with the run concept in it. But they do want to run him, and it's not just him saying run the ball. We don't know what the conversation is in the head. Said, hey, that linebacker's been cheating in, pull it. So that's a coach call. So we got to be able to watch the whole game and understand the ins and outs. And hey, it's a weapon that allows him to get to where he is right now. So we got to respect it. If he wasn't a running quarterback, the defense would play him differently. The offense would have to play differently. The coach would have to call the game differently. So it all steps down on how the coach is handling the game calling and the play calling. And if you're getting rid of his top receivers every other year, how is he supposed to manipulate that? And I think they weigh heavily on tight ends trying to be their best receivers.
Yeah,
which can be a downfall.
But you look at Marquise, man. Marquise dropped some balls too. Like they need a big guy. If anything, they probably wouldn't have got AJ Brown because of the simple fact they wouldn't. I don't think Tennessee would have traded them there. I tried to get Debo. Like I would have tried to get Landry. He's a good quarterback for what he does. You know for a fact, out of the 4 years he's been to the league, 3 of them he made it to the playoffs. And before then, you got to realize he beat teams on his back. He beat the Raiders by himself. Like the last drive,
because he was the only one gaining yards.
Yes, because no one was catching.
You're not a quarterback. You're a running back, quarterback, receiver. You're all. You know what? You go out there and have the other 10 guys block for you and just make stuff happen.
And then, but that's what they need. Because if we flip it, you can say even take Debo Samuel. What's the difference? He played running back. He played wide receiver. Might as well say he played quarterback too. Strapped it to himself and ran it.
Wildcat, yeah.
So there's no difference. He wants his money. He is a guy that touched the ball 100% of the time. He is a threat. Now, if you get a receiver that's worth something, and you can use that, you're talking about 6, 7, 8 in the box, and one guy always have to keep an eye on this guy. Even your pass rush, like you can't rush upfield. Like you have to still keep your gap contained. So
what is the end game with Baltimore? Is it okay? Playoffs is good enough. That's all we need. Playoffs is good enough. We don't need to make the Super Bowl. What's their end game? Because
everybody's end game is a Super Bowl. I mean, right. That's why they play the game.
With these first 4 years, it's not working. You've only won one playoff game in 4 years. Something's up. Why not change it? What's
Charles?
Go ahead. Tell me.
Your end game is the Super Bowl. But guess what? You want to be invited to the party. Because if you're not invited to the party, you don't have a chance.
You invited to the party? What is this? The AP?
Meaning it's the playoffs. You don't get invited. You
bust through that door and you crash the party.
Please, you don't sit back and hold on, because we can flip it. Because I'm about to flip it on you, Charles.
Oh, flip it.
Because I know for a fact you are a New England Patriots fan.
Yeah,
and remember the times that you guys would pick to win the Super Bowl when you were number 1 seed and da 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 da. I remember Baltimore came in there to your house, didn't have a chance, and
so did the Jets, and so did the Jets.
Yep, and so did Tennessee.
I remember.
So that's it. You like the regular season, you break it up in parts. The first 4 or 5 games, because it's 17 games, so it's an odd number. You're working on trying to get better and understand who you are and what your players can do for that year. Then all of a sudden, you gradually, as the time goes, is that after Thanksgiving break, now you're saying, hey, here's our wins. Here's what we got to do. You want to be booming when the playoffs hit. And I'm just sorry. Lamar's going to get that money because guess what? If you don't pay him, You don't think Carolina's not going to pay him? You don't think Seattle's not going to pay him?
Sure. Pay him. Go ahead, take him, because he hasn't won us anything.
He's getting you to the playoffs.
That's it. But it's one and out most of the time.
So let me ask you this. Last year, Patriots. Whose fault was it?
It was our defense.
Was it Mac Jones?
So everybody exposed us. It wasn't Mac Jones.
Well, thank you. So even with Lamar, I can't sit there and say he did it on his own, because I got to go back and look at the scores. I don't know. I got to look at the stats, because maybe the defense didn't do anything, and then you're having him do something that he's not good at doing at the time. He's only been in the league 4 years. Give him credit.
Okay, 4 years. Great. Good job. 4 years. You're not getting paid top $10 though when you're 1 and out, and you have a worse interception touchdown ratio than most of the quarterbacks in the league.
What do you mean top? You don't think he's a top 10 quarterback?
No.
Who's your 10?
Oh, I
know we already did this.
Here we go.
We already did this. We're not rehashing that again.
So answer this. Even in the AFC North, just the AFC North.
AFC North.
He's what? And we can count Deshaun.
It's him and Deshaun. Pittsburgh's still trying to find out. I think they still trying to figure out.
Pittsburgh's. I don't like Pittsburgh's situation. So yeah, I would. I mean, unless they put in the rookie, but I'm not going to put a rookie ahead of Lamar. So 3.
In Cincinnati. Yeah.
No, Joe Burrow is better than Lamar. So 3.
Okay. You look. I'm not going to argue with you. Make the Super Bowl, because that's going to be your argument. 1 year. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So he's going to get.
What are we talking about then?
No, because I was about to go a little deeper in this, but I'm looking at the clock.
No. We got plenty of time. Go ahead.
He's gonna get paid, because regardless of how you guys look at it, he is still, even last year
with flex shot.
Even last year he was still talking about. They were still talking about playoffs. He was the number 1 quarterback in the AFC North until he got hurt, because everybody keeps saying Cincy got hot late. And everybody else got hurt. That's what made them so good. That's what made them. Oh, that was the best team in the AFC North.
So that's the other thing. How much are you going to go ahead and pay an injury-prone quarterback?
He's not injury prone. He's only 1 year.
He was injured the 29 for 1 game. 2019, 2020 he was injured, and then of course this last year he was injured for 5 games. He's injury prone.
You can't say he's injury prone for 6 games out of 4 years.
6 games.
Listen, Cal Ripken, the best ever, never missed a game.
Oh, now we're with the baseball?
No, I'm messing with you. But no, just take a look at the stats. He is not elite. He's not.
But
you could, like I said, put him in the backfield, because he's good at getting 1,000, 1,200 yards rushing every year.
Charles, let me.
Mike, man, your Wi-Fi, man. Your Wi-Fi is on your mic.
Hey, I didn't hear nothing you said. I thought. Yeah. But Charles, let me say this while you fix this stuff. I never said he was elite. You know, there's only a handful of people at that table in my eyes. I think he's a good quarterback, and he's a great quarterback for what he does for Baltimore. But I'm not putting him. But we look at it, you say a good quarterback. Baker Mayfield's making $20-some million right now.
Yeah, well, I never said he was worth that money. I never said that. As a matter of fact, I think that was a joke.
So, I'm trying to think who else.
Pat Mahomes, I think was, and listen, this is for what it was, and this is obviously, you know, I'm in the wrong on this one, but I thought Pat Mahomes was overpaid. Not by much, but overpaid. But you know, he clearly, if anybody deserves it, and the amount of what he's done in Kansas City, yeah, I mean, he deserves to be at least at the top 5 paid, if not the top 1 or 2. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is a joke. I don't think he deserves to get paid as much as he's getting paid.
Well, you can't say that because he's a 2-time MVP.
Yeah, that's true. Isn't Patrick, or is he 1 time?
Who?
Patrick Mahomes.
He's one.
He's one? Okay, he's just one. All right. One time, and he's only been in the league probably not that long, too. Anyway, so all right, so everybody here besides me thinks Lamar needs to get paid. And we're talking to getting paid, we're talking 40-50 million a year.
Here's my question to you, Charles, and I'm gonna go back to Dak. Who you think is better, Dak or Lamar?
Dak.
Really?
Yeah, because Dak can scramble, but Dak also has a better arm and better.
Okay. Kirk Cousins or Lamar?
Not Lamar.
So Kirk Cousins makes $35 million.
Yeah, again, a joke.
So he should lease. Oh, we go with Jared Goff or Lamar?
Oh, shoot, man. Goff at least made it to the Super Bowl. He at least made it to the Super Bowl, so you got to put Goff.
Oh, no, man, don't do that, dog.
He is in a dump of a situation right now in Detroit, but Goff at least made it to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so you said Kirk Cousins, Lamar's better than Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is making $35 million.
Yeah, I know. So that's the market right there, $35 million.
We know the market starts at $35 million. So, but we also know inflation's in 3 or 4 years, the market's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you have to put him in the 40 to 45 million range next to the Josh Allen's. And he has to get more than Josh Allen because he actually done more than Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's been to the AFC Championship.
Josh Allen was never an MVP.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you say MVP, guess what?
Yeah. Then you have to put. Yeah, I get it. He's got a title for MVP. I get it.
Because you can say playoffs, you can't just blame it on him. You can blame O-line, you can blame running back, you can blame receivers dropping balls, you can say the D-line worth nothing, just like with your own.
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and point everywhere, but the bottom line is you got to be able to put the numbers up, and the numbers suck for him during the playoffs.
I'm gonna remember this next year. I'm gonna remember this in January when the Patriots
Patriots
don't make it to the playoffs.
I don't care if the Patriots make it to the playoffs. You can rub that in all you want. I don't care if we go 0-17. Lamar Jackson ain't going to the playoffs.
He's going to the playoffs.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No. Baltimore will not go to the playoffs.
Okay.
No.
It's so beautiful out there.
It is. Right down there in Mexico.
Go listen to this crowd.
Yeah, MVP in 2019. First quarterback to multiple 1,000-yard rushes, most rushing. All these NFL records, most rushing attempts, most yards in regular season. Where the hell is the freaking passing? Oh, first player to finish with 400 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 50 yards rushing in the game. It's all rushing in there. It's like,
but that's his strength. Let's flip it. I'm gonna take Tampa Bay.
All right.
He's been in the system. Tom Brady's been in the system now going on his 3rd year. So the offense is 9 times out of 10, you're going to throw the football 75% of the time. But that's what they do. You're not going to have rollout. Are you going to have rollouts with Tom Brady? No. But you have rollouts with Lamar. You have rollouts with Pat Mahomes. Because
get that. So the team and this, like, to your point, the team is going ahead and revolving around what the quarterback does well. I'm not saying that he doesn't fit that system because your system is relying on your quarterback running the ball. He is not an elite quarterback. He is not 40-50 million a year worthy.
But that's not elite quarterbacks, though.
Was elite 60 million now?
I don't think
nobody in the NFL right now is earning 60 mil.
No one's earning 60 mil.
Yeah.
But the elite guys, except Tom Brady, because he's exception to the rules, the elite guys are making. Aaron Rodgers is an elite. He's an elite quarterback by stat wise. But
he's making 40-45 mil.
No, he's making 50.
He's not making 60. That's what I'm saying. Now, of course, when the inflation comes in. Anyway.
Now you get
it. He is not Aaron Rodgers.
But if you look at
Brady, he's not Pat Mahomes worthy.
But even if you look at Pat Mahomes' contract, you looked at Pat Mahomes' contract at the beginning of it, you was like, oh my God, this is a lot of money. But now, after everybody else is like, you're really not getting the money that we thought you was gonna get compared to it. That's all I'm saying, man.
I'm sorry. Lamar to the point. Number one, stop going ahead and showing your grill on TV or on Twitter.
But you don't. But Charles, this is my last. I'm gonna say it again. When he talks about that, you don't know what he's talking about. And plus,
I do.
He could be acting out from his mom, like I said. His mom is his agent.
Oh, he's not acting out to his mama. Come on now.
Hey, his mom's his agent, and he's like, you can't talk crazy to your mama, right? You can't talk bad to your mama.
Oh, so you go ahead and put it on Twitter for your mama. You can't call her up and say, "Mama, I need money." No, you put it on Twitter and Instagram.
And listen, you sure can't fire your mama for the job.
Oh, hell yeah, you can. You do it privately.
He's looking at everybody.
Mama might ground you, but that's it.
Everybody has commercials. Every time you turn on TV, some quarterback has a commercial. Why not me?
I'm sorry. There's a reason why you don't have commercials unless it's for like a local Baltimore car company or something.
Or he might be selling grills.
How deep up your ass are you trying to pull this stuff from? I mean, honestly. Because you just keep going deeper and deeper, and it's like I've lost count now.
I'm just telling you, man. It's okay. You don't understand.
I don't get it at all. I don't get it all. But listen, we got some people that are worthy and still haven't gotten paid yet right now. So we got 4 big name people here: Orlando Brown from Kansas City, Jesse Bates in Cincinnati, Dalton Schultz from Dallas, and Mike Gesicki from Miami. All of them either. We got Schultz and Gesicki have signed a franchise tender. Brown and Bates have not. This is the last year. July 15th is when the deadline is for franchise tag players to sign long-term deals. Now, obviously, Bates and Brown have not signed franchise tags, but the other two have. The most optimism surrounds Brown and Schultz, while Bates' situation is the thickest. Brown, who is the Chiefs acquired via trade by the Baltimore Ravens last season, has yet to sign his franchise tag, and there hasn't been any talks lately. They are looking to heat up conversations, though. Brown would be due $16.6 million this year, but the Chiefs left tackle wants to be paid about between $20 and $23 million. Everybody's wanting the money. Why don't you go ahead and post on your Twitter there with a big grill saying, "I need money." Schultz and Gesicki each due $10.9 million on the tag, have signed their tags already. They expect Schultz and the Cowboys to go ahead and actually talk about long-term extensions down in Miami, though Gesicki is likely to play on the tag as they are not looking at negotiations with Gesicki. Out of these 4, which one do you really think needs to get signed by that team personally, like the team's need? Do we see Gesicki being more valuable than Brown? Do we see Bates being more valuable? I mean, who do we got here that you would want to sign right away and not lose him?
Brown.
Why is that?
It's linemen. Linemen are a dime a dozen. I mean, linemen are important. You need a lineman. Not a dime a dozen, but linemen are important because if you looked at the NFL last year of teams, linemen was needed. It was just the continuity. He's been in the offense. He understands. He's been with that O-line. So he's been with Pat Mahomes. So they know each other. I think that's very, very important because you take Cincinnati. What was their issue? Line. You hear it all the time. It was a miscommunication on the line or this and that. The sacks went up last year because of that. So I think that was the worst thing last year was the offensive line. You take Jimmy Bates. I feel sorry for him. They drafted 2 safeties.
Right, Jesse Bates. But yeah,
Jesse Bates, not Jimmy Bates. Jesse Bates.
Yeah, Mike would kill you if that was the case.
Yeah. But Jesse, they drafted 2 safeties, and then they're gonna try to move one to corner, just in case one of them couldn't pan out. They know that they won't be able to pay Bates. So
why not tag Bates? While you can. I'm not sure if Bates is refusing or if they just had never offered it to him.
They tag him. Bates is gonna play the market.
Okay.
He's gonna play the market because a safety is needed. Safety is one of the best players on the defense because he has to cover in space, cover over top, and communicate to everybody in the secondary. So I think that's one of the things. And the tight end,
yeah, you got two of them there. You got Dallas and Miami, both have their tight ends, kind of the top tight ends too. It's not just you got Schultz, Dalton Schultz for Dallas and Mike Gesicki. Both of them, like, the tight end one for each of those teams.
I think Miami is gonna be really intriguing because of what all you have. You have all those playmakers on offense. You signed the running backs. It's going to be really intriguing for him on how he fits. But I still think he's Tua's go-to because knowing the head coach coming from San Francisco, he's going to be a run-first guy. Hence the fact you got two running backs, and you're going to play action and everything else and throw screens, bubbles to those fast receivers because you got to keep a safety over the top. So he's going to get a lot of the one-on-ones with a linebacker or a safety. So I like him. And Cowboys, man, I don't know what he's going to eat.
Right now, I think the tight end's going to be even more important there, especially in the run game. They're going to need somebody to go ahead and be lineman number 6 right there for Zeke. And then, of course, you need that. I mean, Schultz has shown that he's got the hands too. He can go ahead and do some over the middle type stuff, or at least down in the end zone. He can be a bigger body.
That's what I'm gonna say. Think about the Cowboys. You don't know what they're gonna do offensively. Like we say, me and you both say they should run the football, but they might go out there and throw 40, 50 times in the game. But I truly, but the receiver core is terrible.
Yeah, they don't have a good one anymore. So it's like,
you lost.
That's what I'm saying. They need, at least, if you're going to go ahead and have some good hands there, Schultz is a good hands receiver. Yes, they franchise tag him, so he's going to play this year. But next year, man, they're going to have to either fork out some money for him, or they need to improve their receiving core. Big.
Yeah. It's all messed up because they need a lot of help. They did a lot on the defense, but they need to start regenerating, getting more old linemen and getting receivers because you don't want to pay these guys. But Gallup, we don't know when he's coming back because he has knee injury. So I think all of them are going to get paid except Bates, honestly. I think Bates,
really?
I don't think he's going to get paid in Cincy. I think he'll get paid somewhere else.
Wow. Okay. If you were to take a team that needs help at safety, what would you think? Where would Bates land? Just off the top of your head.
You can say Kansas City.
Okay.
They're right now they have salary cap. They're trying to play it smart with Brown so you can have more because the cap is going to go up next year. Because
the NFL's back. The NFL's back where it's going to go up almost every year now. They're making money now.
Yeah, they're about to sign that. They're about to make these TV deals, and on top of that, these stadiums about to sell out. Because actually, we look at it and we talked about it earlier in the year when the schedule came out. There's going to be some really good games, and people are going to watch.
There's always going to be real good games. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the one thing I love about the NFL. There's always going to be compelling games because teams, and this is the only league in the world that I can say this about, teams are evenly matched for the most part, as much as possible. And it's always going to be good games.
But Charles, you have storylines.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's crazy storylines. Like you can go through each week and you can say, oh, here's a storyline. This is a storyline. And then as the weeks go on, other storylines get developed.
That's why I kind of hope for the Cleveland-Carolina game. I'm kind of hoping Baker takes the job. And I know I'm hoping against hope here. Watson doesn't get suspended.
He's getting suspended.
I know he's getting suspended. I'm just saying, wouldn't that be a storyline? Watson plays his first game in over 2 years, going up against Baker, Baker's going against his old team. That's just compelling enough. I mean, yeah, you got Seattle and Denver going on when Russell Wilson's going up against Seattle, his old team, but there's not anything on the other side there. I mean, Drew Lock maybe because he's playing Denver, but Drew Lock's not really that much of a headliner like Russell Wilson is. But, I mean, you're right. There's a lot of compelling stories just on week 1.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how that goes.
So who do you think won't get? Who do you think's not going to get a big deal?
So I think Schultz ain't going to get a big deal. I don't think Dallas is going to pay him because, again, I think he's a good utility guy. I think he's good to go ahead and actually catch the pass, but he's not that big threat that you want in a tight end anymore. Now, they may go after somebody else and try to get somebody else that's out there, maybe in the draft. I see Schultz being the odd man left out. I think Bates does get paid. I mean, come on. When you go ahead and you got 2 interceptions in the postseason last year, 6 passes defended, you made a difference in that team on defense. How you not get paid? That's the thing. Now, is it because they can't afford them? Fair enough. If they can't afford them, then yeah, I could see somebody that has a lot of cap space like Kansas City going out. Hell, Tampa Bay. They can see him going to there as well, because Tampa Bay, if anybody needs help in the secondary, like every year, they need help in the secondary. They've yet to find it. But
now they're good, but they're good at the safety spot.
They're good at the safety spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't, that's the thing, man. I really, really, you don't, for me, it looks at it, your first draft pick was a safety, Cincy.
Yeah.
Then your second draft pick was a corner. Then 4 picks later, you pick another safety. Like
I'm not saying they're not. So basically, what you're saying is they're looking at life after Bates.
Yes. Or are you saying, hey, because you're not going to pay 2 safeties that don't probably get on the field money. Well, the first safety, the first round draft pick.
Yeah.
You're paying him first round money, but. Like I said, I don't know, because we'll see. It's just one of those, Bates. Let's see if you can do it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, we'll definitely see that. I mean, so basically this is kind of his prove-it year, even though he probably wants to go ahead and get paid now, but they're like saying, listen, we got people behind you. Let's see if you can go ahead and keep your status. So, all right. So we'll take a look at it. Let's go ahead real quickly. We're going to touch on this real quick, and then we're going to get to the Raiders' new president that's taken over. But in Soldier Field, they are looking at going ahead. I mean, they're trying all the stops. Listen, we don't want you to leave this area, because they're already looking at doing some type of racetrack or something like that on the outskirts of Chicago for a new stadium, even though this one was just renovated, like 10 years ago or something like that, 10, 15 years ago. So the panel had appointed a Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot, recommended the city explore enclosing Soldier Field as part of an effort to convince the Bears to remain in their lakefront home rather than leave for the suburbs. The panel also recommended expanding capacity of the stadium with the fewest seats in the NFL as to install synthetic turf and selling naming rights. Adding a roof or dome might lure Super Bowls and Final Fours as well as more concerts. I got to ask, so this obviously, yes, enclosing the stadium or getting a dome stadium, even if they don't stay in Soldier Field, that would entice a Super Bowl bid. But here's the thing, though. Detroit's had a dome stadium. They've only hosted 1 Super Bowl. It's not really enticing that much, is it? They don't like the northern states for whatever reason.
But also to the Vince, what is it to do in Detroit?
Car museums? I don't know.
See,
go over to 8 Mile.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even in Chicago, there's things you can say you could do in Chicago. I wish Mike was on, because he'd name off 1,000 things. And
yeah.
At least Chicago's known for their pizza and this and that. And even just like when they had it in Minnesota. When they had it in Minnesota, you have the world's largest mall with an amusement park
in there. But how come they haven't gone back? You don't see them up for discussion at all in any Super Bowl run, any Super Bowl bid. Here, you know what? Go ahead and keep rattling off real quick. I'm going to do some research.
But it's just a ploy to get the stadium just destroyed. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You're gonna say, hey, we're gonna put a dome on it and we're gonna add. That's almost more. That's more than $500 million to do all this with this construction. So you might as well say, if we already at almost over $500 million, we might as well just scrap it and just put another $1 billion on there and just go with it.
Yeah, right.
So that's all it is. It's just, hey, we're gonna get a new stadium, which is I think they should, because by you getting the stadium, you have an opportunity to get people to come. You can have opportunity to have concerts and everything else, because you can make more money on the side. I mean, you can take Houston, Texas, their stadium, Reliant. They have concerts, rodeos. They have 1,000 things to generate more money.
Yeah, they do everything over there. Seriously.
And the thing about it, no one in Chicago, you only can do it from June to September, actually throw events, because the weather's so terrible. But just destroy it, because I had never been to Soldier Field, but I heard even Mike talks about it. It's crap. It's trash. It's a dump. He gets on the owners about it. So
it's almost like Tropicana Field down here in St. Pete where the Rays play. It's just a dump. It really is. It's not good at all. But listen, after they renovated Soldier, you would have thought that all of that would have been improved and it would be better. But apparently, I guess they just made it look really good, but it just stinks. Apparently,
if it's already to the point to where you have to destroy it and you renovate a little bit, if it's at an F level and you renovate it a little bit, it's probably still at a C. And then you look at everything. You look at all the other stadiums that's getting built that's around. I mean, you'd be like, man. Like,
let's look at this. So the next Super Bowl is happening in Arizona, Super Bowl 57. So that's happening in State Farm Stadium, again, a retractable roof dome. Next one after that is going to be in Allegiant Stadium in Nevada, which is the home of the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, another Super Bowl in New Orleans. So, I mean, New Orleans has hosted the Super Bowl like 7 million times. I mean, honest to God, how many more Super Bowls do they need to really host?
But you know why?
Go ahead.
But you know why?
Party City.
Look at the 3 places you named. Everybody loves going to Arizona.
Who?
Everybody. They say it's nice out there. And especially to the Super Bowl. I've never been.
All right.
Every time I look at the temperature, I see 120. I don't want to be there. But Vegas, of course you want to have it in Vegas. Then you backdoor it in New Orleans. Like,
This will be the 11th time New Orleans has hosted a Super Bowl.
But New Orleans is one of the best spots, because you know why? You have the Superdome right there, and you can actually walk 3 blocks to Bourbon Street. You can out everything. You have the mall right beside the Superdome. Like, it's all in one spot. So that's just generating money, and now you're getting everybody in one spot. So I really truly can understand it. The only place I don't want you to have it at is Dallas. Lord, please don't have it in Dallas.
Well, they've only held it once.
Yes, every year they have some kind of big event in Dallas. It snows.
Yeah,
it snows. Every year it snows. Like the year when it was the Steelers and the Packers, snow. So you really couldn't go out and you couldn't enjoy it. It's like, I don't know. It's just the bad karma. You can have it in Houston because
Houston's good.
Houston's beautiful, but every year in Dallas it snows and everything else. Even though Dallas packs the biggest Super Bowl, because they'll have 125,000 in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it was what was it? It was 103. But I think they when they went ahead and got ready for that Super Bowl, they said there was a big screw up with the stands. So a lot of people weren't able to get in, and they were comped and stuff like that. But yeah, it's still 103,000 for a Super Bowl. I think that was right up there with the Rose Bowl back in 1983. 103,667. This was 103,219. Almost. But yeah, New Orleans 11 times, Miami 11 times. You know, one city I would like to see it back in is Indianapolis. Lucas Oil Stadium. It's been 11 years since they hosted a Super Bowl. Why not put them in the rotation? Detroit's held it twice. Actually, I won more than I thought it was. I guess they held it when they had the Silver Dome. Yeah,
but you got to bid for it. I don't think.
That's the
how
thing.
The process work?
How? Well, yeah. There's going to be bidding processes, but whatchamacallit, it's how can you not bid for a team? You got hell, New Jersey ended up getting it, and they don't have a dome stadium. Why not bring it back there? Have a Snow Bowl.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
How can you say no to that? That was it was a blowout, but
because because you know what they do. Like, the Super Bowl is where the NFL makes their money, because one, you don't want to have it in the winter with the snow, because a lot of people don't want to go out there. So
do you really think the NFL wouldn't think of that and having all their normal activities like the NFL experience and their concerts and everything? You really think they wouldn't enclose it outside? Look at what they did in New Jersey. I'm sure they went ahead and enclosed the NFL experience, built a temporary building, kind of like the practice field that you have indoors where you don't want to do outdoors. Come on now. You don't think they're that intelligent enough to go ahead and make that happen?
But why waste the money in doing that?
Because it gives your city that normally wouldn't get it exposure to what the NFL Super Bowl is like.
And people that live there, they want to, because the Super Bowl is not necessary. It's not for the fans. I don't care what you say, and you can say what you want.
I know. It's all
not for the fans. So you want to have it somewhere where it's nice. Think about the Pro Bowl. What do people say about the Pro Bowl? They don't want to have it in Florida. Take it back to Hawaii where they can enjoy and just relax, because it's nice. People want to go to Hawaii. You don't want. I don't know a lot of people, unless you're giving a free ticket and flight to go to New York and watch the Super Bowl.
But what's in New York? Lots of businesses. Very rich people.
20-degree weather. That's a vacation.
And very rich people live there.
So, Charles, answer this, because I know you're just trying to be funny.
I'm not. I'm actually being serious.
All right, Charles, answer this. If you had a free ticket, free game, free flight, would you rather have it in New York or would you have it in Vegas?
Oh, Vegas, of course. But you know the reason why. That's not fair. It's not fair. That's not a fair statement.
Okay.
Would you rather have it in Sin City, or would you rather have an outdoor cold stadium where where you're not used to going to? You just said it's not about the fans.
But still, if you want to go, would you rather have it in New York or would you rather have it in New Orleans?
Well, New Orleans. New Orleans needs to get a better stadium. They need to rebuild that thing. Honest to God, that thing's old as dirt.
Hey, that is Katrina Strong, my brother. That is Katrina.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Hey, they don't want to. It's like you don't want to. You don't want to mess nothing up to where if something happens again. I have family down there. I wish.
They are just so prone. They're so prone to hurricanes. It's not even funny. You would think Florida's prone. No, it's like hurricanes will bypass Florida and just go right into New Orleans. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Even like
we actually got a call though. 937 area code. Go ahead.
This Coach Beck. I had to get on, man.
You had to figure some way to get on. Go ahead, Mike.
Man. I'm not gonna push it back. I'm gonna catch up while we going now. I can't let it keep going. I heard him talking about the stadium rebuild and everything. I had to get in.
All right. Yeah. So Chicago is either talking about covering up Soldier Field to prevent them from moving. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think the NFL stay away from the northern states just because of the weather. That's the stadium or not. The weather, don't nobody want to be in the cold, even for Super Bowl. I don't care what nobody says. And when you start going up, especially Detroit, Chicago, like Coach said, is Detroit, you got what? You got leading state, go to Canada. You're going to check, where did Eminem go? 8 miles, 7 miles, all the rough neighborhoods. There's no really great things to do in Detroit. You got more bad things jumping with the water situation. In Chicago, you got the Navy Pier, you got the Chicago Pizza, you got Harold's, you got the big stadium. You can go see what Jordan. You got very 2-3 minute little visit, but there's nothing to do. And then when that cold hits your skin and bones, you're gonna be like, we're going back to the room for the time for the game.
So you're saying
a new stadium for the numbers.
So you're saying a dome stadium in Chicago is actually your preference?
No, I don't think they don't want to go up there because it's not going to help. If they get a stadium the first year or two, they'll get one just because of the hurrah and the feel of the new thing, but it won't happen again for another 15, 20 years.
But
like how quick it went back to Tampa Bay.
But if they do have a dome stadium, I think they will get a Super Bowl because it's Chicago.
At least one.
Yeah, they'll get one, but it'll be a long time for they get their second one.
Or if they get their second one. Detroit's still waiting.
Yeah, right.
Indianapolis is still waiting. But
it's just the weather, man. That weather, stadium or not, walking in that long ride on that concrete, just from the garage to the stadium, it is cold.
Yeah. No.
Billy was about you want when they come, they're supposed to visit all the community and go spend money in the community. It's too cold. You're not doing none of that stuff. Like Tampa Bay, LA, when Vegas get one, you got things to do, and it's not gonna be freezing cold.
Right.
I don't have to pack.
Well, after about the next 5 years, of course, global warming is going to put the temperatures like in the mid hundreds down here, and Minnesota is going to be the new tropical paradise.
Not in January, not in February.
All right, Mike, I appreciate it. Thanks for that. But Billy actually went ahead and made a comment here. It says when the Super Bowl was in the Meadowlands, the NFL experience was held down there in New York City. It was there. It was pretty cool. Now, cool as in weather cool or cool like it was pretty awesome? That's the only thing. But yeah, like I mentioned,
like things to do.
Yeah, like I'm saying, you got things to do in New York, but New York's never rehosted a Super Bowl because I guess nobody wants to play in the cold.
I know that's that old school 1970. Hey, football is played in the cold. No one wants to play in the cold, man. Like football's not good football or great football. They're not the game. Watched last year. Mike, mute your phone.
Mike, we got some bad. I don't know if you need new brakes or what, but man, it's just got that real bad squealing going on.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get in touch when I stop. I got about 10 more minutes. I just wanted to reach you.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right.
Bye. That's Mike. He's having some internet problems, so he can't join us on video. So he's calling in, trying to get a little taste of the conversation, which is all right.
But look at this, Charles. You look last year playoffs. You had the 49ers versus Green Bay, and then you had the Rams versus Tampa Bay. Which game looked more interesting?
Oh, Rams and Tampa Bay.
Yes, because it's hot. It was so cold, you couldn't even really throw the football. Every time you look at people, they were like this right here on the sideline.
You also had people who had no sleeves on, and they were you could see the smoke coming a mile away, but they're over there no sleeves and just let's go.
But don't get me wrong. Again, I'm not saying New York City is New York. New York is New York. But when you look at it with people, usually in February, people don't travel to New York in February. You travel south.
You travel up to New York in December to go ahead and see the Christmas tree.
That's it.
But it's so cold.
Yeah, you go see the look. I went in December. I had to look. I'm like this, wrapped up, everything. All I had was just my eyes. I'm like this right here. Ooh, look. Ooh, pretty. I'm out. But it's just That's the thing. Like I think Chicago will get it just for the simple fact of the matter. You look at Minnesota. Minnesota, I think they do everything underground somehow in the winter, so you're not really out in the cold like that.
Yeah, they have like a second city underneath the land. It's like
that's why that was pretty cool for people to experience. I just truly keep it in the South, man. Keep it where it's warm. Keep it in California.
But there's going to be, there's going to be Jacksonville. Jacksonville needs a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Jacksonville needs it.
Jacksonville too hood, man. They're
hood.
They're like they at one point they was like number one in the murder capital. Trying to go there.
Well, wait, listen. That's one reason why Chicago probably won't get a Super Bowl, even with a stadium.
That is true.
That's dangerous up there.
Listen, they said, I promise you, they said, hey guys, we just got to pay. It's like a little bit over $500 million to put a dome, or we can move it over here, and we can get a brand new state of art, get Super Bowls for just $1 billion, of 1.5 billion.
Yeah, 1.5. I add an extra billion. An extra billion's nothing nowadays. Come on now, $1 billion's the new million.
And then guess what? We won't tax you guys. We're gonna tax the people in the suburbs.
That's right. You tax them.
Hey, I'm telling you, look, that's how they gonna do it, man.
Oh yeah. Well, oh God. So anyway, we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame and Matthew Stafford. We'll skip that. Let's go ahead and bring into one of the big stories out there in Las Vegas. Raiders go ahead and hire Sandra Douglas Morgan as the team's new president. She is the first Black female president in NFL history. They went ahead and broke ground. Raiders owner Mark Davis said, "I am thrilled that Sandra has agreed to join the Raiders family. Her experience, integrity, and passion for the community will be invaluable to our organization. From the moment I met Sandra, I knew she was a force to be reckoned with. We are extremely lucky to have her at the helm." Now, Morgan's hire comes 2 months after the interim president, Dan Ventrelli, left the organization after less than a year on the job. He was fired in retaliation for bringing concerns over multiple employees about the NFL and a, quote, hostile work environment. Davis did decline to comment on his allegations at the time. The NFL is looking into those allegations. So, listen, congratulations to Sandra Douglas Morgan, being the first female and first Black female in NFL history to go ahead and be at the helm of an organization. So I'm going to ask you a question, though. I definitely know she's worth it. Does this open up barriers for the rest of the teams in the NFL now, especially teams like Washington?
Well, they have a Black team president.
Well, I'm talking about for females,
though. Yes and no. And I say the yes and no because Washington also have a female, I want to say, running backs coach. So one thing about Washington, you take the ownership out of it. They're very diverse. If you want to go race, GM, president, head coach, they're very, very diverse. The only issue is just the two people at the top.
Yeah, which I think we mentioned on last week's show that Snyder just needs to get out of it really quick. Just have him get out of it. But yeah, I mean, listen, it all started. The NFL not only started off with now bringing female referees involved as well. Then you have the teams actually going ahead and hiring female coordinators or coaches on the field. Now we're just saying, okay, now is enough. Now we need to go ahead and get in the front office. And now with Sandra going ahead and taking the realm as president of the Raiders, I just see this actually as an eye-opening thing here where the rest of the NFL now needs to go ahead and look at females as well as males for consideration for the job, because especially if the Raiders continue to stay a successful organization, Sandra's going to be very, very important into that success.
Yes. When you look at this move, you look at it and you say, why? Why did she really get picked? First reason, we can say what you want, is all the issues that the Raiders have. They had and have. Now not Gruden. God dang. What's the name? He at first when he hired everybody, it was all his friends and buddies. Now he looked at it, this ain't working. I got to get a change. Boom, new head coach. I got Josh McDaniels, who's a product from the New England Patriots. So with Josh, he's not going to say too much because he's going to still have a little bit of Bill. He's going to say just enough. He's going to say the right things because he's been with Bill so long. So he's going to take that. So now you have that as a head coach that doesn't speak bad about anybody. Now you get her as a team president. She's going to be transparent. She's going to tell you like it is because now for a woman, that's her baby. So therefore, she's going to make sure she take care of her baby. So she's not going to deal with all the scrutiny and all the other crap. She's not going to put up with a lot of crap. She's going to be honest and say, hey, this is what we need to do because you need to get the black community involved in it because guess what? From the racials and all the issues with Gruden and the emails and everything else, that was a very, very good hire. I think situations like this is where people that's not white have an opportunity to get success or get known or get seen because now you're getting away from that buddy. Like even with coaches, you see a lot of times you see a lot of coaches get hired because they know somebody.
Right.
But you saw a little bit of change this year. So I think I love the hire because again, like I said from the beginning, this is a woman. One thing about a woman, and we all know because we're married, they're gonna be, if you give them a job and you tell them this is how it's gonna be, they're not gonna make their baby look bad. Your son will not look like who did it and why. He will be dressed and ready to go. He will read and he will do everything, right or wrong, Charles.
Oh, well, mostly, hopefully right. We have to tell them they're right. So that's all you got to say.
Yeah, what'd you say? See? So, because if your wife said we leaving at this time, you're going to be sitting there 10 minutes early waiting. And that's what they need. They truly, truly need that in the Raiders because it was who did it and why. It was we did what we want. It was the Wild Wild West out there.
So everybody's like saying, "Oh, what's her credentials and everything like that?" Well, number one, she's married to former Minnesota Vikings and Arizona Cardinals safety Don Morgan. So that's one thing. So she knows a little bit of football by that. However, she was once a defense attorney there for North Las Vegas from 2008 to 2016. Then she went ahead and became she joined the Nevada State Athletic Commission and the Nevada Gaming Commission, and then later the Gaming Control Board in 2019. She was appointed by Governor Steve Slisak. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. She became the first African-American to serve as the chair. During her tenure, she introduced reforms and was responsible for closing and reopening casinos during the COVID-19 pandemic. In this period, she also served as the state COVID-19 task force. After leaving the control board, she then joined the board of Caesars Entertainment as well as the board of Allegiant Airlines Fidelity. Morgan joined also the law firm of Covington and Burling LLP as counsel in November 2021 and also ran her own consulting service. In 2021, Douglas Morgan also was named the vice chair of Las Vegas's host committee for the Super Bowl, which is scheduled for February 2024. And then on July 7th, the Raiders went ahead and announced Morgan as their new team president. Made her the first Black and Asian female team president in National Football League history. She's also the third woman and third African-American in NFL history to become president of an NFL team. So,
Charles.
There you go.
Charles. I don't care what her credentials is because if she got hired, she has hella fire credentials. I might never heard of her, but like, you didn't have to name it off for me.
The thing is, what I'm trying to do is point out she was hired for more than just a change in Vegas. Because listen, that John Gruden left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Okay, so when the Raiders went ahead and did this, everybody's like saying, "Well, why this? Why her? Why? Is she a good product for president?" Well, the reason is she's held a lot of titles in and out. She's a former attorney, been held on multiple chairs. So she does have experience going ahead and leading and, making tough decisions. I mean, she was definitely there for the COVID-19 pandemic, responsible for taking care of the casinos when it was time to open back up, keeping Vegas alive pretty much. Yeah. Once the casinos goes, that's it. Vegas is gone.
Yeah, 100%.
So she handled that phenomenally.
Yes.
All that responsibility what I'm trying to make the point is all that responsibility justifies her getting this position with the Raiders.
100%. I truly, I didn't go deep into it. Me just saying, okay, you hire her, she has to be great at what she does. And what people don't realize, it's not necessarily when you look at the job, it's like, does she fit it? She's gonna have people around her that's gonna put her in the best position. You have a husband that played in the NFL, so he knows it. So she's been around the NFL. So she's been on that. She's been on the inside to a certain extent, and she's an attorney. So like she knows the rules, she knows the laws, and she's gonna go by the book. Like I said, my wife, I say it all the time. When it comes to anything, and you give her a job, she's gonna go by the book. She's not cutting corners. She's gonna like, no, this is how it's supposed to be. This is what we're gonna do. So everything's gonna be perfect for them. There's not gonna be any issues on her end.
Right.
So,
I mean, let's put it this way, you know. And again, my wife, as a good example in regards to it, but very organized. OCD sometimes, but very organized.
Yes, all women I know has been like that.
Yeah, it's like, definitely, they have that in their DNA, and it's like now when you go ahead and you make this hire, this can only improve your team, not only image wise, but also, hey, listen, this is going to be better managed. We're going to take the Raiders to the next step here, and everything's going to be good. So, Josh McDaniels, I think, getting the second run as head coach. That's good. And, all the decisions that she's going to make from the top going down, from personnel to hiring to firing to making sure the field looks good on game day, everything's going to work out, I think, just good.
Yes. Like I said, it is a complete makeover. And I think the Raiders are on the right path. You did a great job. You got the right guy in as a head coach. You're doing a good job, even with your salaries.
Yep.
Now you hired her as the team president, so now you have somebody off the field that's going to run everything and get everything right. It's not going to put up with that. It's not going to be a bad environment because, like you said, she was with the gambling, the commission, all that, and she did all that with Vegas.
And she's local in Vegas, so she knows the fabric in there. So that's another thing too that's going to come through. She's definitely going to go ahead and be a real good spokesperson for Vegas and the Raiders in Vegas. So just in case if anybody didn't know the Raiders were in Vegas, she's going to let them know.
Yes, she's going to put Vegas on the map, and both sides. Because again, and that's a moneymaker too. Because like, hey, you got somebody that was on the inside with Vegas. Now you have somebody with the NFL that's combined this and let's make something real special.
Yep, absolutely.
So I love the pick, and it's a woman, man. Like we said earlier, one thing about a woman is that's her baby, and that's her focus. She's gonna have people around her that they're great at their job, whatever it is.
She's gonna put people around her.
She's gonna put the right people around. I really, because she knows what she's great at, and she also knows what her weaknesses are. Unlike, like I said, us as men, 9 times out of 10, we get that high horse. And we think that, we can just do it and just figure it out on the way. Sometimes the great ones, they put the right people around them to be successful.
Yeah, we usually, let's say, what weaknesses? We don't have no weaknesses. What are you talking about?
See?
Yeah. None of that. We're not going to ask for directions, please. That's what the GPS is for. Oh, wait, my battery's down. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, listen, we're coming to the end of the show. Coach, any last words before we get the hell out of here?
No, sir. That's it, man. I enjoy your Sunday. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy mine.
Yeah, keep tabs on the ASAP Network for further updates and the Touchdown Crew on Facebook. That's facebook.com/TDC.ASAP. Next Sunday could or could not be a show. We may have one on Saturday. We'll go ahead and make the announcement here once we get more information, probably sometime early or middle of the week. So just keep tabs on it. If you don't see us this weekend coming up, we'll be back next weekend, firing on all cylinders. All right. In the meantime, take care. We'll see you next time on the Touchdown Crew. Take care.
Yep.
Whole sports, all plays. Yeah. Whole sports, all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. Great eye in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.